First of all, James, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to sit down with BES. Right before we got started, you mentioned that you don't do interviews often. What made you decide to do this one?
Honestly, I think, BES is important, first of all.
It is.
So I definitely love what it stands for and what it represents. It fits the mission of in the Black Network for what we're doing. And I'm told by the team that I need to come out of my comfort zone a little bit and tell the story of In the Black and sort of be the face of it. So I'm trying my best, and so just be nice to me.
I love that. I'm gonna try. So let's talk In the Black. Tell me why you decided to start your own production company. I know you have a long history working at Bad Boy and then at Fox. What made you say, hey, I want to do my own thing?
Honestly, it was always the mission. I remember back early 2000s, I was talking to a gentleman by the name of Cal Bowser.
Okay.
And his wife, Yvette Lee Bowser, created a lot of shows and so forth.
Of course.
And one of the things he asked me to do early on was, what did I want to do? And I said, I want to have my own network. Now, I didn't know it wasn't streaming, it wasn't things like that at first. But most importantly, through my professional experiences, there is what I found a shortage. It's not just underrepresentation.
Let's talk about it.
It's a shortage of being Black 365 days a year.
Yeah. Not
just doing Black History Month or not just the rel that we get Black cinema and so forth. And the biggest thing though, we didn't start in the Black Network just to be another streaming channel that's focused on Black content. The ultimate goal is to bring as many Black platforms and quality content under one roof so that our viewers and culture can come to one place with a diversity of content and owned by all of us and not just one person.
I love that. Now, of course, I'm sure it was not easy. Talk to us about some of the challenges in starting the network.
Capital is the beginning.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
That's always a challenge. But when you're walking in your purpose, when you feel like you're really walking in your purpose, you don't worry about why I can't. You just focus on why I can. But there's challenges of anything. This business, first of all, is going through a makeover, what I like to call it. But for us, let's just be honest, the agencies, the advertisers, and so forth are not spending a lot of money with us. Okay. We're easy outs. And when I say that, you have to say, well, what kind of impressions do you have? What kind of impressions do you expect us to have in 6 months, 11 months old? So the idea is that's why I wanted to bring as much quality content over so that we can answer that question. So outside of just the entrepreneurship of the difficulties of that first and foremost, and then being in a business where you're totally focused on your culture and getting capital and getting advertisers and getting people to come and watch us. That's always the most challenging part. But it's, I like to call it a beautiful struggle.
Love that. You mentioned that there's a lot of changes happening in the industry, and I absolutely agree with you. From your perspective, what changes are happening, and more importantly, why are they happening?
Well, just in terms of the industry as a whole, we're seeing a lot of layoffs.
Yes, yes. Thank God I'm still here. Thank you, BES.
Yes, we're seeing a lot of layoffs. The revenue is just not as forthcoming, if you will, that anyone anticipated. And especially in the streaming space, you're seeing a lot of even the big people are laying people off or going to, but yet they're raising their prices in terms of when you can go see them. And I think it's simply because we've put in profit over people. And I think that's really, at the end of the day, here in the Black Network, we put people over profit because we believe it's the people that makes you have the profit at the end of the day. So a lot of this, we're not super focused on what our viewer wants on the other side. And we want to make sure that we're serving you, not just entertaining you, but we're inspiring you and giving you something that you can feel emotionally attached to. And I think the content has really changed. People are not watching a lot of places because they're not giving them something that they could feel an attachment to outside of just being purely entertained.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest though, this is a business, you know? So how do you guys really ensure that you maintain the quality of the content while still putting out stuff that is going to get liked and viewed and, reposted and retweeted and all the things that we want to see happen?
Listen, if you're not making money, it's a hobby,
Right.
So
Right.
it definitely has to be a business. I'm just a believer, and I'm bullish in it, and I stand on this, that if you serve the people properly, they'll stay with you forever. That's sustainable. Otherwise, you got to find something to entertain them that's going to go viral every other week or every other month or every other day, quite frankly. And some, it works for some. That's just not who we are and what we want to be. So I just believe if I give you, for instance, something that you feel an attachment to outside of just being entertained, I don't know what religion you are, but if you go to church,
Christian.
you go to church
Yes.
because
Stand on it very proudly.
you feel attached to that.
Yes.
So I want to bring you back like those that go to get their faith.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what role do you see digital media and streaming services playing in the evolution of Black-owned media platforms?
Two different things. The Black-owned media is a tough part of it, right?
And that's why I asked the question that way,
Yeah.
because I want to ensure that as you answer it, it's not just media platforms in general, but specifically the ones that are for us and by us.
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. I think in terms of Black-owned media, we have to find a way to really come together to make this, instead of 10 different platforms, let's focus on Black content that have very little differentiation among the content and so forth.
Yeah.
But if we bring all that together and bring what we do best together, Black ownership now, in my opinion, in terms of Black media, takes on a different meaning.
I absolutely agree.
There's one thing to say I own a business and do my own learnings and ups and downs and failures, but there's another thing to actually be a business. And I think we have to be a business the only way because we're stronger together. Otherwise, we will all just have, say, I own Into Black, and they own this and they own that, but we're all suffering and not really having a revenue. So I think the fact of the matter that we have the ability to put a lot of the Black content that most people wouldn't take or they wouldn't have outlets to go to at this moment is going to enhance that opportunity of Black-owned media.
I love that. And I definitely believe in collaboration over competition. And in the research that I did, I really love the content that you guys have.
Thank you.
You know, on your network. How do you come together with another Black-owned streaming platform? I'm going to throw one out there, something like a Zeus, that has content that is absolutely, unequivocally, the exact opposite of everything that you stand for.
Well, first of all, Lemmy and Zeus, congratulations. They're doing extremely well. Like I'm proud of Lemmy. I'm very proud of him.
Do you know him?
I know him.
Okay.
I know him.
As do I.
I know him, and I'm proud of him first and foremost. In terms of coming together, listen, people need different things. You may wake up one day and need the Zeus content. You may wake up one day and need the In the Black Network content. There's nothing that I don't know anyone that needs the same thing every day. So if we could, the more we could serve and give that diversity content, the better for all of us. So I applaud anybody that finds an audience within the culture and they're able to serve them. So I definitely applaud Zeus and Lemmy.
Okay, I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball at you. Describe the person that you believe wakes up and needs a Zeus network.
Someone that just likes to be entertained.
Understood. Okay, fair. We're going to leave that one.
Yeah.
How do you envision the network's impacts on future generations of content creators and audiences, specifically within the Black community?
Well, again, the impact, I think, is really just giving them a place where they could feel an emotional connection. I think a lot of times, unfortunately, especially for our content these days, there's no emotional attachment to it. You know what I mean?
I believe that.
I don't walk away feeling like either I learned something or I need to be better myself in situations. So hopefully, if we do our job right over here, it would impact them by creating creating more people who truly believe in themselves and their mission and their ability. If anything, the story of In the Black Network, I really just want people to walk away saying, I can do it if I really believe, and I have unwavering faith in myself and God. That's really what I want them to take away from this.
I love that. Yeah. You guys have such a expansive catalog of content. Do you have a project that is like a favorite?
Currently, they're all favorites because it's helping me stay on, right?
Period.
So
Love that.
let's start with that. No, I think the idea was to, first of all, let me make sure I get this out. Is we just had our 1-year anniversary October 2nd.
Yes, I saw that. Very new.
Yesterday, right?
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. But it goes with genuine relationships. Like the amount of content that we were able to get in such a short period of time, and if people know this business, they know having 93 live channels and over 2,000 hours of VOD content it's a lot,
Yes.
right? But it goes to having genuine relationships, and that's what I try to tell young entrepreneurs, if you will, that you can have the capital if you ever get that, and you can have a lot of the things, but if you don't have the genuine relationships where people believe in you and your mission, it's difficult to do anything in this business. So how we were able to get so much content is that we built genuine relationships over the years, from Homestead to World One to African Diaspora Network, and we've tried to find platforms that had a voice that we felt like needed to be heard in a more grander way.
I love that. Yeah. Now, of course, I asked you about a favorite project, and I love that answer. Do you have any projects that you've ever put out that you were like, in retrospect, I wouldn't have dropped that one?
That's funny. I'm in the Black Network.
Maybe in general, but yes, let's talk in the Black. I know it's new.
No,
okay.
I personally don't like anything that I do.
Okay.
So let's start with that. I'm always.
That's because you're an artist and you're sensitive about your stuff.
I'm sensitive.
You know?
I'm super critical. I'm all those things. That's not a project that I didn't want to do. Now, do they all work like I anticipate? No, but what does?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of everything we've done, and I'm genuinely proud of everything we've decided to do and what we have. And I just think, always look at me first. Like, what could I have done better to maybe market it a little better, and maybe, you can have all the greatest content in the world, but if no one knows about it, it means absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't have one that I am disappointed in at all.
What advice would you give to somebody that's trying to break into the entertainment industry, specifically in the media space?
Okay, this is a long. Well, first of all, I'm going to go back to building genuine relationships.
Yeah.
That's the key to everything,
I agree.
right? But in terms of, if you say breaking in trying to produce, or breaking in wanting to be owners of something.
Owners. Yeah. They want to be you, James. They want to be you. What do you tell them?
Well, everyone's journey is different. And mine has definitely been a roller coaster, right? But I want to. This is very important for any entrepreneur that I had to learn through a lot of failure. Is there's a difference when you say, I'm good at something, and because I'm good at it, I'm going to start a business. So the technical work, the skilled work, you may be great at.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you know how to run the business that oversees that skill.
Right.
And let's take the hair salon or the barbershop or
Yeah.
any of that. I do great hair, so I'm going to start a hair salon because I'm good at doing hair.
Yeah.
But then you realize, oh, now that I have a business, I can't just do the hair. I got to worry about the people, the rent, the scaling of the business, and so forth. So it becomes a business, and I'm finding that you can't do both. I come from producer world, but I can't day-to-day produce if I'm going to run a business. I can't be on set 12 hours for a month straight and think I'm going to be able to do that and have a successful business. The business is a beast among us by itself.
So how do you balance that?
First of all, it takes an extraordinary partner that believes in you and believes in the vision, and that's willing to ride with you up or down.
But she's rolled those waves.
She's 100%, right?
Love that.
So,
okay.
and work my strengths and partner with my weaknesses.
That's good.
That breaks up the times I don't have to waste time on things that I'm really not good at the
I
end of the
love
day.
that. So what's coming up for your network? What are you really excited about? What can we expect?
We are, a lot of different content coming up that we are getting into more original content, more scripted original content, which I think is very important. One exciting show that I have is with Mano.
Okay.
It's a Curb Your Enthusiasm type of show.
Okay.
Mano and Jim Jones and Dave East, and
very interesting lineup right there.
That pilot premieres actually October 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. And then we have 2 scripted projects for the top of 2025 that we're going to start doing.
Okay.
As well.
So are you focused specifically on scripted, or are you still doing both?
Well, we don't do reality anymore.
Well, no, not reality.
But scripted, yes.
But will you do unscripted content as well? That's not necessarily reality. Like, do you do talk show formats
Absolutely.
or docuseries or anything like that?
Absolutely. We again, if there's a voice that and a angle and a purpose, we will do that. The business perspective of it, if you find a good scripted show, people come back week after week.
Yes.
I mean, look what 50 Cent is doing for Stars.
I mean, it's a goat right there, right?
Right. So if I could, I'm hoping Mano becomes that for me.
Oh, I love that. I'm very excited about that project for you. So I have one last question for you before we get out of here. Just given the current cultural climate and everything that's going on, I know that in the early 2000s you served as president over at Bad Boy. What was your time like there working with Diddy?
The culmination of my entire professional career really has led me to believe that in the faith that I have in doing it in the black. So there is nothing throughout my, all the learnings that I've been able to do no matter where I was. I add all those things up to make me feel very confident that I can make in the Black Network as successful as we want it to be.
Absolutely. Having worked so closely with him, do you believe there's any truth to a lot of the things that are being said?
I'm an outsider looking in, reading the headlines just like everyone else. I have no idea.
I love that. Got it. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's all. We'll
Thank
leave that
you.
one there too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations on the network. I think what you're doing for the culture and the community it's beautiful to watch, and no pun intended, but it's also needed.
Thank
and
you.
so I know work like this doesn't always come with all the accolades and all the thank yous, but keep doing what you're doing because it is absolutely needed.
I appreciate it. You know what's important to do in the reality? I want to say this on
Yeah,
camera.
please.
Black Excellence Society, right?
Yes. Oh, come on,
So,
talk about it.
This is no, essentially like these are the type of I didn't do this because I just wanted to do an interview because
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Right. But these are the type of partnerships. Like I know this is an interview, but this has to lead to something more than that. And
Yeah.
I go on, I watch them, and I see you interviewing all the people. I watch a lot of people. Like, where's that being seen outside of? I know they have the YouTube channel and so forth,
Yeah.
right? But that's how we work that. How do
Yeah.
we part and make that even a part of a bigger thing?
Absolutely agree.
Don't
Thank you
change
so much.
Thank you.
This
Pleasure.
was good.
All right. I appreciate you
Yes.
taking the time.
Absolutely.